We gotta make it. If we fall down on this one, we've had it.
Well, steady on, Eddie. I've only asked you to press the button on the randomiser. It's not like I'm asking you to blow up a mountain or anything.
That's where you're wrong. What do we do?
Well, finger on the red button is how it's traditionally done.
I know my job.
Okay, sorry. That's it. Now we just have to hope it's an episode the Podsterons will enjoy.
I'm beginning to think this one will be beyond even that.
Pessimist.
Let's take a look. It'll break us.
Oh, that bad, is it?
Yes, it was.
Right, let's see. Okay, well, yes, it's certainly, borderline.
Yeah, I guess it's over to you now.
Oh, thank you very much. Here's the Protectors.
There'll be a good bonus for this.
Well, I mean, this is an episode, it's a Series 2 episode of The Protectors, and it's not set in the UK, so instantly, I barely remember anything about this. But secondly, after last week, this is such a come down. I think anything would be, though, after last week, after my favourite episode of Stingray. Anyway, here we are with The Protectors, borderline, and, interestingly enough...
It's a pleasure, Mr. Bohr. Thank you for coming.
This lady appeared in the last Protectors episode that appeared on the randomiser. This is
What I need you to do?
Georgia Brown, who was in 1 and 1 Makes 1.
Your birthplace, but the Hungarian government wouldn't give you a visa.
Not even a safe conduct pass for 24 hours.
And this lady wants to go back to Hungary.
She'll deny me my country. Do you know why?
No, do tell.
Because they're afraid of you. You're a famous actress who gets a great deal of press attention denouncing the Hungarian government eloquently and often.
Not true Hungarians.
Apparently, you're attempting to swing public opinion against them.
The government in Budapest still stands, and Hungarians are not free.
Okay, so
Are you political, Mr. Rule?
we know what this lady's motivations are now.
Say I keep score.
You know my father, Janos Taboy,
A liberal politician.
a patriot. A leader during the 56 uprising. As defense minister, he outfaced the Russians during our 10 days of freedom. And they sent in the tanks
I'm going to struggle with this.
into exile.
Apologies in advance, I'm going to struggle with this.
So, it is for him I ask your help.
You both want to go back to Hungary.
My father must return to his country. Proudly.
Oh, but I do remember there's a problem with that plan.
Where is he?
In here, Mr. Rule.
In this church-type place where coffins are held. I wonder where he could be. Oh! He's in a coffin. So we are back from the opening titles, and thus we know now what we need to do. We need to get Ilona Tabori. Thank you, opening credits, for giving me the name of the character. We need to get her and her father's body back to Hungary. I believe this is it Salzburg we're in now?
His favour seem in order, sir?
We're at the airport.
His flight plan specifies Salzburg, Austria.
Oh, that's where we're going. Okay.
I understood the deceased to be Hungarian.
I don't know where we are to start with. We're going to Salzburg. I think that's where most of this episode is set, and then we're going on to Hungary. If things go well.
Journey begins.
They may not go
In
well.
Budapest.
I know they're certainly not going well at my end, because, as I said, this is not an episode I remember very well, and
12 people at my father's burial is not a crowd, even under your conditions.
I don't know that this kind of story... I remember this being quite a sort of somber story,
No publicity,
As-
politics, and no Hungarian police.
a lot of second season Protectors episodes are.
Promise.
I wanted to begin.
I have memorized...
So, yeah.
Why will you not believe me?
If I didn't, I'd call it off.
And this is the thing. I really genuinely like the Protectors for the most part. I don't want to give the impression that I'm down on it, because I'm really not. I mean, I've watched every episode of this show at least twice. Some of them possibly about half a dozen times.
You are clear to leave for Salzburg.
So I do enjoy this show. But sometimes it defies analysis and it defies commentary. At least on the fly, off the cuff commentary like this. Anyway, the plane is ready to leave wherever this is airport, and the Contessa has arrived, which is a relief because I seem to remember this being a Harry Solo episode, but she's turned up. Oh, okay, no, maybe this is the airport. This is Salzburg. They've now landed, I guess? Or not?
Very striking.
As reported.
If she's all she's reported to be, I wonder if you can trust her.
I don't have to.
Okay, yes, so the coffin is now being loaded from the plane into the Contessa's limo. A lot of people are up on the, I guess, an observation deck on top of the airport watching the filming. And that happens a few times in The Protectors, where there's clearly crowds and crowds of people gathered to watch the filming and they can't work around it. I remember there's a chase scene in... it's in the first season. I want to say it was all over in Leipzig, where Harry is chasing this guy, and suddenly in one shot there's about 1,000 people behind him because they've gathered on the edge of a building to watch. Anyway, we have now parked in the middle of nowhere, and we are doing a switch. Oh, okay, they put the coffin in the hearse, and they are now switching the coffin from the hearse to the Contessa's limo. And they will proceed with their journey that way. Oh, but a red car has pulled out in front of them.
Zoltan!
Oh. These two seem to know each other.
Zoltan!
This seems against the plan.
Mine from Budapest, Zoltan Kolos. A new friend, Harry Rule.
How do you do, Mr. Cole?
Oh, he's got a gun.
Zoltan, what are you doing?
You've been betrayed.
By you?
No, the so-called friend of yours, this mercenary.
Zoltan, he's helping me.
I am.
What are you keeping here for the Budapest authorities?
I'm a Hungarian patriot.
That's what I said.
You out.
Zoltan.
Out.
Out?
Out.
Well, we're not going to have a fight scene because we're not going to beat up this elderly chap, Zoltan.
Trust me, I'm your friend.
Harry, please don't call the police. I'll deal with it. I need your word, okay?
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was going to say Zoltan. That is a Flash Gordon name, isn't it? Okay, so Old Man has hijacked the Contessa's limo, left Harry and the Contessa on the side of the road. Well, a new record for failure, I suspect.
A write-off.
Hungarian patriot.
I hope the patriot had the decency to leave the key.
Well, we'll take his red car. Because why not? Salzburg. Oh, and here's Paul. Another character I didn't expect to see this week.
Well, hello.
Hello, yourself.
In style.
We lost our car.
Yes, I know. Someone left a note about it. With apologies.
Oh, that was good. So, with our plans down the toilet, it's booze time.
Esther, I'm so sorry.
Oh no, she's turned up again.
Now, Zoltan.
Zoltan.
My humble apologies to both of you. How can you forgive me?
I can't.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Voltan, aren't I, from Flash Gordon?
Going with the body of Janos Tabori.
But Zoltan still sounds like Zoltan, Destroyer of Worlds.
Harry, you can trust him.
So now,
He found out
Ilona has told Zoltan
father here
about the plan.
to him. You had to do that as a rule.
I understand now.
Zoltan has succeeded my father as the leader of the underground movement, so naturally
Naturally, the deal is off.
Oh, Harry, no, please.
Oh, Harry's in a bit of a strop.
My conditions, no politics.
And so it would be, I promise you.
Don't blame Ilona. The fault is mine. Mine entirely.
And Zoltan, who has a face made up of like 80% eye bags and 20% facial fluff. He's got some spectacular eyebrows on him.
Strictly.
Harry.
He seems to be on side. The Contessa's given Harry the nod to say, well, why not? Let him do it.
As a Hungarian patriot.
Yes, gladly. Everything you say.
Okay.
So, it's now 5 for Operation Get Coffin to Hungary. But who's this watching them from a table?
Ilona Tabori, isn't it? I'm Gerald Marks, London Press. This is a bit of luck.
A reporter guy.
Boris on a holiday, no interviews.
What?
Played by John Lorrimore, who later turned up again in
Yeah, that's right.
Space 1999 Black Sun. He was Smitty, Alpha's engineer guy, for that episode at least. Well, having failed to get a interview from Ilona directly, reporter guy has gone over to chat to Zoltan, who seems more than willing to share information.
Is Paul ready?
He's in Vienna and ready.
Cool.
Ah, Vienna.
Well, I guess I'll see you in Hungary.
I went there once.
And see how we're using.
8.
Long time ago.
Transmission short, otherwise you'll be talking to the fuzz.
Et voilà.
Oh.
What, Zoltan?
Au revoir.
So, everyone's going in different directions. We're following... Who are we following here? I don't know. All I can see is a field with some cows in it. Oh, there's a car. Okay. Right.
I never liked myself as a blonde.
Okay, she's putting on a blonde wig.
How do I look?
Like a blonde who doesn't like herself. When did you wear that in?
Some movie I made in Rome.
I don't think I saw that one.
You're lucky.
It's supposed to be a comedy?
Like this, what else?
All right. Now, the border is just a couple miles from here. And remember, we're supposed to be on a happy holiday.
I never forget my lines.
Okay, right, so we're now at the border. And I don't know where this is filmed. It might be on location somewhere in Europe, but it does look very familiar to the ITC border checkpoint forest road that you would see in things like The Persuaders and Man in a Suitcase.
Passport's good. I hope you...
So, border guard is checking the boot. You can't get in. Need the keys.
In your pocketbook.
Miss Ilona is now wearing a blonde wig to presumably give the impression that she is not famous movie star Ilona.
Maybe you lost them.
No, I didn't lose them.
Whatever her name is.
Oh, come on, Harry. What are we going to do?
Tell them that we lost.
Park over there.
It's not looking good for whatever's happening.
Look sharp. On you. How does it feel eigentlich schließen für die Auto?
But who's this in this lorry thing?
Danke.
Okay, they're trying lots of skeleton keys on the boot. Oh, they got the boot open. And they have found... picnic stuff, I guess. Is that... Oh. That was the advert break cliffhanger. They'd opened the boot. And now they're tipping out the luggage. It's exciting stuff, you've got to say it's exciting stuff. But, you know, I do feel that I'm being... Oh, Paul was driving the lorry. That was convenient. Yeah, I do feel I'm being unfair to this, comparing it directly to what came last week with Stingray, because it's not the same thing, and it's not... You know, I can't be down on this episode if it isn't exciting or action-packed, because there's nothing that says it has to be. If it wants to be a smaller, more character-focused, political-based story, that's absolutely fine. It's just in watching them in quick succession, one a week like this, you do sort of have peaks and troughs, and in terms of not necessarily quality, but in terms of the kinds of stories that are being told. So, yeah. And the fact that, again, it's the Protectors, we have 52 of these to get through, with a target of, I think, 550-something randomizer episodes. That does mean we're going to turn up one roughly every 10 weeks or so.
Caroline?
Loud and clear, Harry.
Did you fix the contacts?
All taken care of.
Good. Anything else?
I tailed Zoltan across the border.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it, Harry. Shall we reverse?
Not yet out.
Okay, so Harry and Ilona got wherever they were trying to go. She's now taken the blonde wig off. Have they got the body now? Looks like they might have. A suspicious-looking official has just driven past on a motorbike. Yes, they've got the coffin, well, a coffin. They're now going into the church or chapel or crematorium or wherever we're going to leave him. Ah, Zoltan has arrived to pay his respects. Goes and sits with Ilona. Who's this? Oh, it's the reporter guy. Yep, Harry's not going to have any of that in here.
You want a story, Marks? Because I'll tell you what you do. You drive your car back across the border as though your life depends on it, because it might.
Ooh.
Then tomorrow morning, if you're a good boy, you might get an exclusive interview with Ilona Tabori.
Look, I need pictures. Ilona Tabori defies authority.
No pictures. And if you don't leave right now, you might not get a story either.
You promise the exclusive?
That was probably the most engaged I've seen Robert Vaughn throughout this whole show, dealing with reporters. I suspect a lot of that came from real-life experiences of, I don't know, various reporters trying to climb the walls of his home, perhaps. Anyway, Zoltan has finished comforting Ilona. It's now time to be on his way. And one thing I do remember about this episode, oddly, I remember the fact that I don't remember much about this episode going into it, but one thing I do remember liking about this is the score. This is a lovely episodic score with a really nice
Says
melody.
I must speak at my father's burial service. And so do I.
I told you no speeches.
Oh, Harry, don't you see the world must know I stood at my father's grave and defied the authorities?
You can tell the reporters anything you want tomorrow in Austria. Until then, you dummy up.
So I guess we are now in Hungary. He's lying in state the night before the funeral.
Ilona, today you bite your tongue.
And Harry is trying to reinforce the whole don't go shouting your mouth off thing.
Yeah.
But she doesn't seem...
Could we really be arrested? Sent to prison?
She doesn't seem entirely on board with that.
I think I haven't the spirit of a martyr.
And it's a nice performance from Georgia Brown.
It's almost dawn. Let's wake up the priest.
So happy funeral day, everybody. This is fun. Yes, it's now the day of the funeral, and Ilona is there, and so is Zoltan, and Mr. Reporter Guy is also hanging around, and of course Harry is accompanying her into the cemetery. Yes, a very nice score for this episode. Even though it's a very sort of downbeat episode, it is quite a nice score on the Protector's soundtrack CDs, which again I thoroughly recommend if you can track those down. I think they're out of print now. But as Ilona's watching her father about to be lowered into the ground, you can see she's struggling. She wants to speak. Harry keeps shooting eyes in her direction. Don't do it, because there's a military police type guy over there watching. But ultimately, she knows her father would probably want her to speak, to stand up and denounce the enemies of freedom. What side is she going to take in this struggle?
Dear friends and comrades, we all knew and loved our comrade Janus.
He's now in the ground.
Ask his daughter to address you.
Oh! Zoltan's maneuvered her into it. So...
Do it.
Thank you for everything you've done for us, Harry.
Don't speak.
I must.
Naughty Zoltan. But as I recall, there's no real sort of sense that he's an actual villain as such. He's given her the opportunity, really.
Ora talk.
She could have declined.
You modior.
But she hasn't.
Ozofiok.
So it's an interesting conflict for the character, and now that she is denouncing the enemies of her people,
The village of his birth.
Harry seems to be getting out of there pretty quickly.
It is my duty to fulfill this wish.
Activate reverse.
Right.
Oh, they have a plan. Does it involve the Protector-mobile? Is it going to come crashing into the cemetery and we're going to have a high-speed chase around the place? No.
Ask you to remember.
No, the reporter is there now,
My father was, and
getting good coverage from all angles. Oh, that's it. Here are the police.
and to implore you
Did Harry just dob her in?
to allow the flame that burns so brightly for those few.
Oh, I think he might have done. as police officers are advancing into the cemetery.
The patriotic flame that burned in my father's heart lives on in us.
That's it. I had enough of that. She's being carried away. Oh, as is the reporter guy. And Harry...
Called the police?
Oh, he can't bring himself to say it, but he did. Wow, okay. This is some heavy stuff. And I think this is probably why I don't remember this episode all that well, because it's, you know, when you've got a format that allows your show to be basically a different series every week, you can do a smaller character piece like this. And the show did this a couple of times, focused a lot of attention on its guest characters. I think mostly to great effect. Certainly here it's been quite successful. With this woman whose morals and her duty are torn. Anyway, we're now up to the border checkpoint again. Very nice long shot of Harry and Ilona walking towards each other. What's going to happen now?
They tell me I have a choice.
Oh, that's nice of them.
And you arranged everything.
Oh.
I was asked to help bury your father in his native soil. You knew the conditions.
I'm afraid it wasn't as simple as that.
Lovely music again.
I know.
And now? What's my choice?
Another condition. They want you to sign a press release thanking the Hungarian government for their help and understanding.
Give tyranny a little heart.
Yeah.
What do I do, Harry?
Your country. Your choice.
There is no choice.
Okay. Well, oh, Harry had the paper all ready for her to sign. And she's done it. Well then. That would seem to conclude our business here. Yep. Ilona's free. Her father is back home in his native soil where he would want to be, and that's it. The Protectors are taking her home. That was Borderline. Oh my goodness, what a difficult episode to talk about. I think this is a problem with much of the second series of The Protectors is with these downbeat endings, and it did these a lot. I can admire the episodes more than I can enjoy them. So this one, I think I would certainly say I admire the intention and the moral ambiguity behind this one. It's not a sort of rock'em sock'em typical Protectors action episode, but it's nice to see the show realise it didn't always have to be that.